a pre-literate culture, in a society before written language, illiteracy doesn't exist as a concept. What does it mean to be illiterate when there are no written words? It doesn't mean anything. But as cultures become increasingly dependent on literacy, on writing, to support and sustain themselves, create written records, to enhance and maintain the power structures with the priests and the monarchs and the merchants and whoever else, power and authority, so lacking literacy becomes an issue. I once stood up at a conference of book publishers who were whinging about how bad things were for them, and I pointed out that there was the only industry in the world where governments were spending billions of dollars every year just to create their markets, so this should just shut up and be great for them. I did manage to escape the stage. But it's true that we invest enormous amounts of time and effort trying to ensure that everyone can read and write. And there's a reason for that, because not being able to read and write excludes you in a very deep level. If you can afford books, fine, but if you can't read them or benefit from them, you're in trouble. Of course, if you can't read road signs, you may not be around long enough to have the problem about not being able to read books, separate issue. So, books did something to society and have become central. The ideal of reading. In a literate society, we create cathedrals, we then create libraries to store them. We have a literate tradition that goes on and on and on. As we move into a digital culture, the shapes of the potential problems also changes as well. That until relatively recent, not using computers, not understanding computers, having no interest in digital art, not knowing what was going on here, was not a problem, indeed it put you in the majority. That, I think, has changed. What is changing, I think it's already changed. I think we're past the point. I think that analog thinking, being unable to appreciate what digital tools can do, being unable or unwilling to see what the network brings, has now become a problem. It's clearly become a problem in the UK over the past few weeks for the entire judicial system and most of the politicians. I was going to put up the super injunction slide now, but you can all see it later. It's not that interesting. A bunch of people you don't really care about doing other things with people you don't really care about. But the point is, it can't be stopped. So that's just one small example. The issues within the arts funding